Orchard at Montague is a family-owned and operated business specializing in fruit growing and distribution. Serving as a primary fruit supplier in Australia, Montague is committed to producing high-quality fruits and maintaining sustainable farming practices. Their diverse range of fruits includes apples, pears, stone fruits, and citrus, providing fresh and nutritious options to consumers nationwide. Montague is situated in Norrivaran North, along with packaging and cold storage facility and community engagement center. At Montague, their mission is to bring the tastiest and most delicious fruits to consumers across Australia. They blend traditional fruit growing practices with innovative and sustainable techniques to deliver fresh and inspiring produce that delights and fulfills the Australian palate. Orchards at Montague have deep connections to Indigenous culture and heritage. Montague acknowledges and respects the traditional custodians of the land on which their orchards are located, recognizing the rich history and knowledge that Indigenous communities hold about the land and its ecosystems. Through collaborative efforts and partnerships with Indigenous groups, Montague strives to honor and preserve these connections, incorporating Indigenous wisdom and practices into their sustainable farming methods. Orchard at Montague prunes their fruit trees and use the pruned branches and the fruits as fertilizer for their fruit trees. Pruning in indigenous fruit vegetation, much like in other agricultural practices, involves selectively cutting or trimming parts of plants to encourage healthy growth and fruit production. Indigenous communities have practiced pruning techniques for centuries, utilizing their traditional knowledge of plant growth and ecosystem dynamics to enhance the productivity of fruit-bearing plants native to their regions. Pruning techniques often aim to remove dead or diseased branches, shape the plant for optimal sunlight exposure, and promote the development of strong, fruitful branches. In addition to enhancing fruit yield, pruning in indigenous fruit vegetation may also play a role in maintaining ecological balance and supporting biodiversity in natural landscapes. Using pruned branches and fruits as fertilizer is a sustainable practice employed by many indigenous communities. Instead of discarding pruned plant parts, they are repurposed to enrich the soil and provide nutrients for future growth. Part of the pruned branches are chipped or shredded to create mulch, which helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and improve soil structure. Similarly, fruits that are not suitable for consumption or have fallen prematurely are composted to create nutrient-rich organic matter. This approach aligns with indigenous principles of resourcefulness and ecological stewardship, contributing to soil health and fertility while minimizing waste in the agricultural system.
How that works is we actually use water to pack and process our apples, so that prevents bruising from the apples. We use fresh water to do that, but then the water that we get from there we actually use on our trees. So we're always reusing and recycling our water. We try to get all of our fresh water once the fresh waters come from there, once the apples have gone moved through, and once we change the water daily or every couple of days, we'll actually use it on our fruit, especially during summer, and that's the way we can just put the water we take back into the ground and keep reusing it. In terms of harvesting and what sort of fertilizers and things we use. We only try to use fertilizers, I believe, about twice a year. So we use one, I think it's called Osmocote, and we use it twice a year on our trees. And then we also have bees that we let come into the orchard, and that'll help pollinate our fruit as well. And then we don't actually use spray on any of our fruit here. We try really hard not to use any pesticides or anything on our fruit because we don't want to harm the fruit at all.
Do you use compost as well?
Yeah, so most of the compost will be from our fruit. So any apples that we deem not worthy to sell to clients, we'll actually use either for juicing or we'll put it into our compost and we'll actually put those on the trees. So not even here, but you can see all the fruit that's on the ground here. that'll actually be used as it disintegrates. It'll actually we just put it on the trees and it'll be used as compost. There. Yeah.